AITA for telling my daughter we're having financial problems? I, 36F, adopted my niece Haley, 8F, when she was 14 months old. Haley is beautiful, kind, and smart and is the best thing that's ever happened to me. I own my own restaurant and the shutdowns affected us, but I rent out a few houses and apartments, so I still had an income, and my best friend Amy, 36F, and her daughter Grace, 7F, moved in with us in January because she wanted to go back to school and wanted to save money. This arrangement was perfect because with her school schedule and my work schedule, one of us was always home with the girls and we rarely had to pay for childcare. Now, between my restaurant, the rent from the houses and apartments, and some investments, Haley and I were pretty comfortable. There was recently a fire at my restaurant and we're going to be out of business for a while. On top of that, one of my apartments flooded and the repairs aren't cheap. Haley walked in on me and Amy talking about our financial situation and budgeting. She asked what we were doing and I said that Amy and I were trying to find ways that we could save money. She asked why we were doing that and I told her that with the fire and flood, money's tight right now, and told her that we'll be okay in a few months. She asked a few questions and offered to sell some of her toys and set up a lemonade stand to help out. I explained that this is between the grown-ups and that we just won't be able to go toy shopping or go out to eat too often and we may have to postpone our trip to Disneyland. She said okay and went back to her room. The second Haley left, Amy laid into me for telling Haley about my financial situation and said that she's too young to know these things. In my opinion, telling an 8-year-old, "Mommy's not making that much money right now, so we can't go out to eat or get new toys that much. Everything's gonna go back to normal in a few months," isn't going to scar them for life. AITA for telling my daughter that we're having financial problems? NTA. Kids pick up on things. You explained she had no reason to be concerned about food, shelter, or other necessities. Just that you'd need to be more careful with money. What you described sounded age-appropriate and reassuring to me. Follow up with her as needed to make sure she's okay and not overly worried. NTA. She asked a few questions and offered to sell some of her toys and set up a lemonade stand to help out. She clearly understands how income and savings work. So no, she's obviously not too young. NTA. I think you offered an excellent age-appropriate answer to your daughter's question. You also showed her you would always be honest when she asks you something. Plus Amy has zero say in how you raise your own daughter. NTA. This is how you teach kids how the world works. Sometimes the extras need to be cut back, so the necessities can comfortably be affordable. Budgeting and belt tightening. It's also how you boost her confidence in you and your ability to provide during times of crisis. You explained in kid-appropriate language. You didn't catastrophize. You assured her you had it handled. Perfectly done. NTA. You did an amazing job of handling that op. You laid things out well and explained that she had nothing to worry about. Amy is overreacting a bit. Edit. I am stupid. NTA. My parents never discussed our financial situation, which freaked me out as a child. If they had given me an age-appropriate conversation that would have explained that money was a little tight, but it was going to be okay, which is what you did, I wouldn't have been constantly anxious about money. NTA. You explained the situation in an age-appropriate way without bombarding her. Kids need to learn about finances, the good and the bad. It shouldn't be some taboo subject. Too many people avoid the topic and then their children are clueless when they reach adulthood. NTA. Kids are smart and perceptive. You don't need to worry her. But you need to be honest. We need to save money for a little bit, but everything is going to be okay. Is perfectly age appropriate. Amy can get over herself. NTA. My parents never told me anything about money until I was about 19. So every time my dad has to change jobs, I was terrified that something horrible was going to happen. I know they were trying to protect me, but it just made me more nervous because I could tell something was wrong, but I didn't know what. I think you were right to be honest with her in an age-appropriate way and make sure she knew that she was still safe and secure. Kids are a lot smarter than people give them credit for, and they deserve to be told the truth. You're NTA, but be careful. Keep an eye on her. She's already offered to try to help. She is a child and children internalize problems. She might try to raise money privately to help you. She might put a lot of stress onto herself about this. She also might not. But just keep an eye on her. NTA. It's not like you explained your situation to her in excruciating detail. You just told her the truth while also not freaking her out. You approached the situation very well. And Haley took it well. I'm going to go with nah. I get 8 might be a little early to talk about money issues, but I also see talking to your daughter about the issues in the house. NTA. That kid is going to grow up knowing she can trust her parent to be honest with her. She's going to understand that sometimes situations happen, and rather than pretend everything is fine, she can talk to others about what's going on. It seems quite clear she does understand and know these things due to her adorable reaction. NTA. When I was Haley's age, I was offered to take paid piano lessons at my school. My mom told me, "Oh, you shouldn't. You're left-handed, so it would be hard for you to play the piano." When I grew up, I realized that we simply didn't have the money. And the thing is, if she had told me this, I would have understood. I didn't even want to learn to play the piano that badly. But she chose to make this about me, not about the money. And her answer discouraged me from trying new things for a long time because I was afraid I wouldn't be good at them. NTA. Agree with your approach. NTA. It's your call how you handle it. You didn't use it to guilt the kid or make her feel bad. NTA. It's not like you went into massive detail. You explained in a child-friendly way why there will be no new toys or limited eating out in the immediate future and confirm it was only temporary. Nothing wrong with that. NTA. She asked. And you gave age-appropriate answers. You didn't go to her with your problems, and you even assured her she didn't need to do anything in that tea was mostly a matter of cutting back on luxuries. Let me tell you from the perspective of a kid that grew up poor. Kids know, and they certainly feel the effects. They just want it explained to them. NTA. How you raise your child is none of Amy's business. That said, you did great. Kids know when there is something wrong, and being upfront will let Haley know that she's not the cause of the changes she feels. NTA. You honestly did a great job explaining how your budget would be changing for a bit, but making it clear that she is not responsible for any money issues and that you will be okay as a family. And surely she would have noticed the changes in your spending anyway, honestly. It may be reassuring to her to hear you talk about this up front, so she doesn't worry that things are going to just keep getting worse indefinitely.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epicaricast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.